Hello everyone, welcome to Halo Moon Tarot. This is an energy update. Let's see what's coming in for the collective. What is it you need to know? Yeah, I see someone here. Yeah, someone here is getting tired of waiting. This is someone who only waits for so long. This is someone now expanding their horizons, looking elsewhere. Yeah, waiting for someone here to make a commitment, but it's about laying that foundation. So some of you, I feel, were waiting for someone. Now there's another offer coming in. See, this is a person who knows what they want. Yeah. Yeah, I do think some of you are willingly just letting something go here, letting someone go. The situation doesn't serve. It's not in your best interest to wait. But the interesting is expecting. See, something didn't turn out as expected, but I don't think you're going to expect this. Yeah, look at that. Ooh, nice. Okay, yeah, someone different. Someone different. But like I say, it is an energy. This has to often do with chasing, but I feel this is someone doing things different. Okay, so if you're someone who kind of goes after what you want, I feel like you're going to do something different here. But it could be a person who's coming towards you because you're not chasing someone different than their usual type. Now, often when someone chases, a person feels something is off, or if somebody doesn't chase, they feel something's off. It depends on the person. But this is about planning, preparing, and hoping for the best here. Yeah. So somebody here, like I say, it's a little test. They're just testing the water. Let's have a look at the Three of Wands. Yeah. This is about two people both kind of waiting here. But it's waiting to connect. So I do feel like you've made a connection. Now you're waiting for a follow through. You're waiting for this person to make some kind of commitment to build that foundation. Yeah, you can see there's the energy of some kind of good news. So some of you may have connected with someone else through some people. Maybe you were just getting yourself out there. Little social time, but I'm seeing some very positive. Yeah, see, this is just a little test. Someone a little different than your usual type. So I do see patience. This is a test of patience. Someone's planning, preparing. Tell me more about the patience, temperance. Why is it here? Yeah, so someone going to reach out. A little test, yeah. Some of you already know the answers you're seeking, the person that you're waiting for to come in. Maybe you're both waiting. I don't know. It's possible. But to me, I feel as though we have this high priestess is trusting your intuition. See, it could be someone looking to see if someone's involved with other people. Maybe even traveling in a different social circle here. Tell me about the Star. Yeah. We have someone assessing. It has to do with whether somebody was sincere. So it's an energy of someone being serious, whether someone was serious, they're sincere, and I do think they're looking at this, planning, preparing, they're hoping for the best, the best possible outcome, preparing for the worst, that they may not be interested or may not be their type. So this is just an energy of being sensible. Yeah, so we have the Lovers. See, this is about forming a bond, connecting. I wouldn't be surprised there's someone here who definitely waited, and it's a person I feel who probably it didn't go the distance, or you just have that where that moment where you realize it's not gonna, a situation here isn't going the distance. This is why some people wait. They're hoping there's someone moving too slow, not coming in. But the interesting thing is this is different. See, it's the different side of the Knight of Pentacles. Somebody who's assessing the situation, whether the feelings are mutual, whether you're both interested. But it's a person hoping for the best. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, see, it's about interest, whether you're both interested. Yeah. So it's all about the mutual. And like I say, there could be another person here. Someone could be interested in a couple of people, but it's a person waiting for someone who it looks like there's going to be disappointment. It's almost like we have a person preparing to be disappointed, but still kind of like hoping for the best possible outcome. Yeah, you got a King of Pentacles. This is someone leveling up. Nice. Yeah, this person's confident. Look at that. Those cards just popped out all by themselves. Beautiful. Just like that. Yeah, this is about preparing themselves emotionally. This is someone who knows what's expected of them too. They know they're expected to follow through, to show they're interested, especially if they're the one that kind of started this. It looks like it's something started already, but it's about moving forward. This is someone, it is all about moving forward, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is someone who had a couple other people chasing after them that were interested in, but I don't think they're interested in them. That's basically what I'm seeing. But yeah, this is someone preparing themselves. They're financially stable. They're emotionally available. See, it's about being able, taming the beast, but they feel confident that you're interested. So there may have been an exchange or a conversation. Tell me about that Two of Cups. Yeah, see, opportunity coming in. It's something that happens suddenly. You might have just been in the same place, the same time, but it's all about communicating, gaining momentum. This is someone who knows they need to probably hurry up a little, but I do think some of you have multiple opportunities, or they're looking to see if there is. Yeah, I just feel there's good news. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, this is someone saying good things. They say nice things about someone. But this isn't somebody who I feel is a super patient person. Okay? Or this is where somebody is what they're moving away from. Somebody who isn't patient. But it's more about type, whether you're each other's type. Because I feel that's what this is really about. Yeah. Often people connect, they have a conversation, they somehow see eye to eye, and they kind of get each other. And it's like, oh, okay, well, let's see where this goes. Yeah. So we have someone here taking a leap of faith. This is someone reflecting, I feel. I don't think this is actually someone chasing. I feel this is someone doing things different. Not, it's often okay to take a leap of faith and let someone know that you're interested, but that's where I feel this person's stopping. Yeah, they're looking before they leap now. So, but it is someone who wants to go down this path, and I do see multiple opportunities. I do see Aries, Leo, Sag, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It's just these energies, and then this Pisces energy of someone going within. Into me, I see. What do I see? Someone who's interested. That maybe you're each other's type. Yeah, let's have a look. Some of you, too, it's trying something different, a different type of person. And that's often awesome because what you're doing is expanding your horizon, exploring other options, another kind of person, someone who may be a little different. But you know what? I'm going to tell you, I think this person's going to actually be your type here. It's surprising when you spend a little time with someone. But this has to do with this person following through. See, some of you have had disappointment where someone didn't follow through. You took a risk. Things didn't turn out as expected. That's why I feel it's an energy of where someone was bold and decided to just go for it, but it didn't turn out well. The person didn't follow through. But some of you now, because I feel the foundation's already been basically laid. There's already a foundation. You've made a connection. Now they're going to follow through. Yeah, there's someone who's similar to maybe your other type. They're maybe slow, moving a bit slow, but you can see we're going from the page to the knight to the king. So they're not super slow. They're just being practical and sensible. But it's definitely not a person who's going to rush into anything either. No. But there's a lot of interest. Yeah. But it's whether you're interested in them or you've got other people interested in you. And there probably is. Some of you may have a few people, or they may. I kind of feel like it's them because they are someone who is a provider. Yeah, providers get chased. Tell me about the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, see the Star. Now's a good time to let go of anything that no longer serves, but this has to do with the feelings being mutual, possibly mutual people. You may know some friends of friends. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised this person's just kind of, looking at this energy of, they definitely feel hope, they feel confident, but they're taming that beast within themselves. Okay? Because they've gone within. They're looking before they leap. And I actually feel the feminine's doing this too. Yeah. Interesting. But yeah, I do see this person here with something that didn't turn out expected, but it's also two people who make a connection suddenly, and it's like you didn't expect that, okay? Someone's not expecting to feel the way they do either here, which is, yeah, interesting. Tell me about the star. This is a person who definitely is a person who wants love. Now, some of you have a person here who's not following through. This is where I feel the energy of someone who some of you, your usual type, are people who don't necessarily follow through, or they start making up excuses. So this is about willingly releasing this, okay, or these types, and moving forward. But we also have a person here who, do you want to do something? Do you want to get together? Yeah, this is a person who's actually going to take control. But some of you got someone who's putting on the brakes. See, I feel it's just about applying this energy in a different way. It's all right to take a leap of faith. It's all right to live in the moment. But there has a point where you have to be patient. Okay? Because there's the Empress. See, this is the Empress in control, taking control. Now this other person knows what's expected of them. Because the Empress has let them know that they're open and available. And that's where it stops. No chasing. So to me, it looks like someone's not chasing, and may have done that before and things didn't turn out well. Because the other person feels something is off. It doesn't feel right. But look at this person coming in. This is someone emotionally available. They're stable. Yeah, King of Cups. What is this person's intentions? What are their intentions? Yeah. Oh, this is somebody who was hoping for, they're feeling hopeful about a situation going the distance. I actually feel this is someone who has dealt with situations that don't go the distance, you know, where but I see someone being very humble. It is about the two people coming together. They are thinking, kind of looking ahead where this could go, how it all could play out. See, they're looking at how the whole situation came about in the first place, but how it's going to play out moving forward. So they are taming that beast. They're confident. But this is also the Empress energy too. This is where the Empress teaches someone how they want to be treated. They give this person this opportunity, letting them know they're open. Now it's up for them to take the lead, handing over the reins to the other person. So it has to do with, this is somebody who definitely has expectations. They know their worth and value. It's good to have expectations, to expect someone to follow through. And if they don't, then it's that's where the moment where you know where it's not going to go the distance. People who follow through are people who generally want some sort of commitment or relationship. People who don't and make up excuses often don't want anything long term. They just want to be able to come in when they want attention. But I do think we have a person here kind of looking and pondering, looking at the situation, assessing it. See, this is about someone being serious, looking at how it played out. I think this masculine feels the other person let them know they were open for a reason. Yeah, they're available. They know what they have to do. They know what's expected. They feel like there's hope. But at this point, this is where the Empress is in control and then hands over the reins. So have expectations. Expect them to follow through. If you don't expect someone to follow through, or say you connect with this person and you have this energy of not, how do I put it into words what it's, I just did a reading on this and it's coming out again. It's going to be an energy that carries on for a while. This is what happens when the energy starts changing. But it is good to have someone who knows their worth and value. They have expectations. So you should expect somebody to follow through. And it's after a period of spending time together and going down this path, you should expect a commitment. If not, you put on the brakes next. This is what I feel like it's trying to tell you, okay? And that's what I feel someone has done here. Yeah. Often things don't turn out as expected. Sometimes people just aren't each other's type. It's not about blaming anyone, but sometimes you got people who just want to come in when they want attention. They don't want to provide anything. They don't want to do anything, okay? But we have a person who's mature here. Someone who's different. They're your type, but they're a little different. Yeah, somebody of high vibrational. Looks like new. Nice. You got new. This is also when you take that little moment to let someone know, like, hey, whatever. I mean, this could be this person. To me, it looks like, do you want some company? What you doing, right? Do you want some company? But some of you have people who come in and they don't really communicate clearly. You don't really know where it's going to go. So that's why you should always never sit around and wait, and always keep your options open. And that's what someone's done here. Yeah, but this is about two people coming together. See, some of you are crossing paths with somebody probably at just the right time, because this is a life path decision. It's about deciding to leave someone behind. Why? Because they're not following through, or they're dragging their feet, or they're not you're not spending any time together. It's just not going anywhere. This is where that moment where the Empress knows it's not going anywhere. Okay? Or you have a person who does that when they make excuses. That's why it's saying to keep your options open. And I feel we have an Empress who's done this. Now we have new. Beautiful. Tell me about the Sun. Yeah, this is someone very clear. They speak truth. Integrity. Their intentions is to get this going. So their intentions, this is someone who's going to communicate clearly. You'll know. It may start off like this, where they just kind of come in that energy. And I do think it's an energy I do think you're going to go for this. If the feminine, I do think you're going to take a leap of faith with this person. But you are reflecting on past situations with people who didn't follow through and it didn't go anywhere. So know your worth and value, okay? Raise this is where you at the point where you have to have reasonable standards, higher standards, but you should expect if someone's coming towards you, there should be some kind of commitment or agreement where you know whether you're going to see this person again, because it's an energy of people who keep people hanging. People who keep people hanging for too long are often not very reliable people. Okay, but often with the pages, it just starts out that way, and then you watch to see if it gains momentum. It looks like this is going to gain momentum. So nice. But I can see a feminine here who's been waiting. Been there, done that. I'm out of here. I'm going down this path. I'm taking this opportunity with this person because whoever it was isn't following through. Yeah, it's time to go down this new path. I'm loving it because this is someone who communicates clearly. So in other words, it'll be clear. You'll know exactly where this person stands, what it is they want. They're happy, they're confident, and they speak truth. Now this is someone with experience, so they know what's expected. Okay, so I'm going to tell you, if you have a person who has experience, they know what's expected, but then they make up excuses and don't follow through. I'm just showing you that other side, okay? But this is someone who speaks truth. I feel they have good intentions, yeah. This is just somebody taking a little pause. They're looking at things from a different perspective, probably checking you out. Yeah, I think you've checked each other out already. Probably both of you, the King of Pentacles. Just checking it out, just looking around. They might even ask you what you're looking for, what you're interested in. They are someone who seeks truth. Their swords up a little. They're a little skeptical, but like I say, I wouldn't be surprised this is someone who's cut someone else out for the reasons I'm telling you. They didn't follow through. They weren't reliable, or they just kept the other person waiting too long, and they're like, whatever. Well, that's where people do it. I'm out of here, right? But this is somebody ready to manifest. See, the manifesting, and that's the mirroring I'm feeling in this reading. Yeah, someone who has everything they need. They're manifesting their desire. So it's about communicating very clearly. Nice. Why? Because they want this. They're confident they want it. They want love. They're emotionally available. They want a partner. They want to connect. They are looking for something long term. They want to make sure that you are as well. So they could be a little skeptical about it, but they will make themselves pretty clear. But I do think there's someone who tempers their words. They're not, it's nothing negative. They just communicate clearly. Yeah, so someone who's learned some lessons. Yeah, see, it's about being reliable, dependable. Someone who pulls their weight. See, they're not interested in someone who doesn't pull their weight or that they can't rely on either. They are. I do think this is someone who will, and that's what I feel some of you have dealt with, people you can't rely on. This is someone who wants a partner, someone they can rely on. It's all about just being together. Yeah, I do think it's going to start. I do think it's about feeling comfortable, feeling like home. I do see companionship, and maybe that's all they want, and then just see where this goes. Because often the King of Pentacles is very content and happy to be friends first. Yeah, but like I say, this is someone who sees they put the shoe on the other foot, how the other person feels. So I do think this is someone who, definitely this could go somewhere, but I'm going to tell you there's no guarantees. But they are preparing, planning, preparing, see, providing, being ready to provide. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, they are definitely in that energy. But they also look at what the other person provides. What they want is companionship, company. Yeah. Someone to do stuff with. Maybe a partner. I mean, this is definitely long-term stability. This is safety, security, long-term stability. Yeah. But it's about the dating and courting process. Maybe doing things in a more traditional manner, but often this is someone who can be a little progressive as well. Yeah. Yeah, so I do think some of you have, it's whether someone's your type or not. Now, if you have a choice, and I do see some choices here for some of you, okay, this is all about whether someone's actually your type and they're your type. Yeah, I do think this is someone who definitely is in that, I don't know, I even wouldn't be surprised if they're the one with that energy. But this is about the King and Queen of Pentacles. This is about being comfortable. It's about getting comfortable with each other. It's about being real, okay? It's about reality. Yeah, it's about being yourselves. It's about being able to be yourself. This person will be looking for that. They'll be looking at the look on your face. They'll be looking at the reality if you're being real. This is someone who kind of feels it's a little too good to be true. But I do think this is someone who's, they're just going to say it like it is. But they are a very happy, positive person. They see things quite clearly. I do think this is, they want to just date and court and kind of see what happens and get comfortable. But I do think that you've already established some kind of connection. Now you're just waiting for this person to follow through. But for some of you, I feel like you were waiting for someone else and then this opportunity came in. Tell me about the dating process with this person. Whoops. The dating, yeah. See, it's an energy of being single. First and foremost, making sure you're single. They're single. They speak truth. Yeah, they could be fairly newly single with this too. They could be. It's possible they broke free from someone, but it's about free, whether you're free. Often these are two people who are free spirits, but these are two people who are successful. Okay, but it's about where this is going to go. But I do think this is someone coming in humble. But I do feel both of you or this person, I actually feel it's probably the feminine here. Now this is an energy of letting go of pride and ego. Okay, letting go of your pride, ego, making sure that this person knows you're available because they are seeking truth. Yeah, they expect truth, honesty, integrity. And I do think it is an energy of being patient, both of you, with each other. There's lots to learn here. This is someone who's already learned a lot. Yeah, it's an emperor. They also know what's expected. They have to make it happen. And I do think they will. Now, they may not do it as fast as you want, but it's not like this person. Honestly, I don't feel like this is generally a super slow-moving person. I feel they're just going through this. They are looking before they leap because they have learned, right? But they know what's expected of them. This is also someone who's prepared that it may not turn out the way they want because they are looking at how this will play out. And in fact, I feel like both of you are going to be looking at how it started, how it's going to play out, kind of looking into the future where you see this going, because that's what the King and Queen of Pentacles do. But first and foremost, it's about showing each other that you're reliable, that you're dependable. Some of you have dealt with people who just aren't reliable, and I also feel they have too. So there you go. Yeah, this is someone who knows what they want. And some of you have a person who's like that too. This could be that person, who knows? But someone who didn't pull their weight, they weren't reliable. They made up excuses, okay? What you have, and some of you have had several people like this, and I can see it. You've had opportunities come in, but they're not reliable. They don't pull their weight. And I also see people who've been in relationships where they've had people who aren't reliable or don't pull their weight, masculine to feminine. But yeah, it's all about this person taking the lead. Not only it's about this, expecting this person to provide something. See, I feel like we have a person here. Some of you got people here who don't want to provide. They don't want to, they don't want to be reliable. They don't want to be dependent on. They got lots going on. They want someone who's probably more independent. So if you have multiple opportunities here, I feel, and I'm going to tell you, this person here that's coming in, the person who wants to actually couple up. I do think this other person wants to couple up too, but they don't want you to rely on them. That's not a partnership. Okay? But you can see this happiness and joy, someone who sees the bigger picture. Yeah, Queen of Cups. See, this is letting someone know that you're available. So it's about, first and foremost, the first step is to let someone know that you're open and available. I think some of you got multiple opportunities coming in. One of these people is somebody I feel already has kept you waiting and didn't follow through. Here you are waiting. You got a new person. Now this person's thinking of coming in. I wouldn't be surprised you all travel in the same social circle community. People who know people energy. Mutual friends, probably some gossip and stuff going on where someone now needs to hurry. But put it this way, if somebody doesn't follow through and there's no commitment, you're open, right? That's what the Empress does. So I feel like you've definitely got something special coming in. Yeah. What else can we know? We know they're stable. In fact, masculine and feminine. Yeah. So some of you thanks but no thanks to someone who may have rejected you, ignored you, or didn't follow through. But it's telling you, yes, look before you leap. Pay attention to the signs. See, if you have a person who ignored you before and then they come back in because there's another person coming in and you're about to start something new. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Okay? Yeah. But this is two people who are going to couple up. So I think you got a person who didn't follow through, now looks and feels they missed an opportunity because now that they see someone else likes you. I'm not seeing this person being a player, but I do think it's someone who's been playing the field, dating lots of people. They are generally someone who's not afraid to take a leap of faith. And they're not afraid of taking a risk. But I think this person feels, that one particular person feels like you're out of their league. Where the other person, there's something that they feel like you're just right. See, because you're comfortable, you've already established that you're comfortable with each other in some way. But it's about this companionship. See, somebody who's so confident about wanting to be with you that they're happy to be just companions, to be with you, to have your company. So I see good company. Yeah, very nice. This is what you want. But this is about where things get real. So some of you got multiple opportunities, and it's probably because you've been waiting. Now you got this new person coming in, and then this person's kind of looking at it here. Yeah, see that they weren't reliable. And I do think this is someone maybe finding out too that it was bothering you, that they weren't reliable, dependable, they didn't follow through. But like I say, You have to look at that. People who's, when it starts, it's how it starts is usually how it goes. And it's often people who keep you waiting. They're always late. They show up late. They always got an excuse. See, it's where you're kind of not the biggest priority. Yeah, they could be someone who has a lot of weight on their shoulders, a lot of pressure, a lot going on. So sometimes things are understandable, and I do see forgiveness, but I do see thanks but no thanks for that person. But it's up to you to decide, okay? Because it's here. It doesn't mean that you have to do it or I'm suggesting it. But anybody who doesn't follow through, they've already showed you by keeping you waiting. They're always late, or they don't follow through, or you message them and they don't respond. Okay, look at the reality of it. I think you got a better person coming in here. Someone who's, and it's not like this person's so horrible. I feel they're just, that's not the path they're on. They're on a different path. Because I do think you're coming into alignment. This other person, I feel, is someone more in alignment with you. They want company and companionship. Yeah, they want a partner. They want someone they can count on and rely on. See, someone who's there long term, thick and thin. See, it's all about this going the distance. So now's a good time to think it through. What you want, what makes you happy, because this is the reality that this person's going to come in and they're going to be expecting truth and clarity, and that you're going down this path together. Bye for now.